You know, it's interesting. Brett has chosen to start this match, which he knows. When this match is over with, he'll be the one in the 10th frame throwing the last shot.
Tough situation for your first time.
Don't confuse lack of this experience in this type of tournament, though, with lack of ability. This man has shown throughout the entire week, obviously from Scottsdale, Arizona, his family's watching back there, now living here in Reno, Nevada. This young man has been shown a great deal of talent this week. He has been very consistent. His lowest match play was 657. So we're talking a young man with a lot of talent.
Yeah, as you can see here, he really mowed some pretty stellar players. Stout competition there. Brian Smith, Scroggins, Stayrup, Ricky Ward.
So how important is it for him to get those first two shots out of the way? I mean, come on. I mean, the guy is, the heart rate is probably like big time.
He's breathing now. You know, during the warm-ups, we have a camera that roves around, and he wanted to get some experience with that. It's a tremendous advantage having bowled on TV as many times Dennis has when you're in this situation.
Dennis looking for his 5th career title. That takes a little bit of pressure off. Now, the left lane has been probably his Achilles heel so far today.
But you know what? I don't think it has as much to do with the lane conditions as it does him just making bad shots on that lane.
Yeah, I agree. Those shots, that Brooks one, that was just a bad shot. That wasn't the lane. But it still hangs in your head. You know, you're on the left lane. All right, I made a bad shot. It went, you know.
Right.
You're not exactly sure what the lane's doing until you're making good, crisp shots.
First shot in the 10th, only leaves a 2-4. I mean, that could have been some ugly stuff.
He has experience winning majors.
Ooh. All right, nice little break. Yeah, Dennis has got a lot of experience winning big money tournaments.
Yes,
he said he focuses more on. He says, you know, he goes, I try to approach it like it's just another tournament. I know it isn't, but I try to approach it like that. But he does focus a little bit more on these big ones. Will that experience pay off? We'll have to find out.
Could be routine 6-pin for Dennis.
And here's the amateur Brett Wolfe, just 25 years old. Was part of the club bowling team at Arizona State. Graduated with honors with a degree in finance. And if he wins $100,000.
So we see some of the guys that Brett beat. Brian Smith, who's had a real good year. Ricky Ward.
And just stay rook.
Push! Come on! Yes! That pin got hit so hard it didn't know what to do. He's like unconscious. You got to watch this guy's form in his game. He's got a real solid game. In fact, the first time I ever watched him throwing bowling ball was last night. So you can see I got to do it the opposite for left-handers. The 4-pin takes the 7-pin out. And watch this reaction. But he's got a great game. I want you to watch his hand roll up the back of the bowling ball. And what that does is it controls the back end part of the lane. If you rotate around the side of the ball, it creates more of a transitional move or more hook in the back end.
He's got a lot of revs, too.
He's got a real nice game.
And the 7 has ears again.
The hometown crowd is going nuts.
Well, the most he's ever won bowling, $6 grand. That was at a high roller event in '97.
He won $6 grand 2 days ago here.
That's right. Good point.
Now watch the action. The headpin's going to go to the sidewall. His hand's underneath it. Look at that direct line. And here it comes.
And now Dennis-Horan struck in the first, spared in the second. And struck in the third.
You know, and I think the reason why Brett Wolfe chose to finish on the right lane is because Dennis-Horan is locked in on the right lane.
Exactly. Good strategy. Make him finish on his bad lane.
Well, he's made match play. This man hasn't. This man has made match play Masters 10 years in a row. His highest finish was 7th. This is important for this man. Not much action on the pins.
Left lane.
And it looks like early on some pretty good strategy from young Brett Wolfe.
Now you heard him say, let go, let go. That means he's snatching on the ball. He's doing something wrong with the start. It doesn't feel good. He's not getting out of the ball clean.
And how much of it is starting to enter into his mind consciously about the fact that he's struggling a little bit on the left lane?
Yeah.
And again, is it because lane conditions, or is it because of just him mentally? You know, mentally not making the good shots, physically not letting go of it.
He knows.
Cleans it up rather well. Well, as a living tribute to the most prolific champion in PBA history, members of the bowling community have created the Earl Anthony Memorial Scholarship Fund. The fund will provide annual scholarship grants to youth bowlers based on need, academic performance, and community involvement. Now, to contribute to the fund, send your tax-deductible contribution to the Earl Anthony Memorial Scholarship Fund. Here's the address, 5301 South 76th Street, Greendale, Wisconsin, 53129. Very well-worthy cause. Now, Brett Wolfe showing absolutely no pressure. And, you know, when we were spending some time with him last night, you know, he talked about he has a bad knee. He's got a brace on one of his knees. But this man had such a grasp of what he was going to. And you can see him juggling that little ball in the left hand all the time.
That's a rosin bag, but as you see his reaction to that last shot he threw, taking advantage of Dennis-Horan not doubling, and he's just taking it right to Dennis. I mean, he's just like, hey, let's go. Put him up.
Now, Bill and Becky, his mom and dad in Scottsdale, called his parents, said they're going nuts, they're happy, they're proud, they're nervous, all the above. And he does strike again. 4 in a row for young Brett Wolfe.
You know, one of the great things about this tournament is the amateurs competing against the pros in a format which allows them, it's all equal. A 3-game match, it's anybody's game, and he did real good this week to get where he's at.
Well, this guy throws it nothing like any amateur. This guy throws it like the pros out here today. The only difference is he's got a great job working at home, but this guy could compete out on the PBA Tour.
Dennis-Horan not able to answer it. Now he is facing a difficult situation. Down by 30 pins here in the 5th.
That was not a good time to do that.
Yeah, Brian, it just to me looks like Dennis is really starting to fight his physical game. That's entering into his mental game, you know, what he's thinking, the thoughts going on in his head. And now it looks like he's starting to press a little bit.
Yeah. Now's not the time to be working on the game. Ooh, almost bounced it out.
Tonight at 7:30 Eastern, Joan Hoist.